fuck you doing, man? All right,
I'm
fuck
trying
it.
to have new experiences since we just saw a movie that is artistically beautiful. I wanted to find out new experiences about the world, so I tasted something and I contemplating the flavor of alcohol.
Spoken like a man who's been drinking since this morning. None of that shit you just said makes sense. Actually, that's pretty fitting for the movie we just saw. Anyway, we just went and saw Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. And what I'm going to do real quick, I know we like to say a little bit about the movie and bullshit around, dick around, whatnot. The plot of this movie, totally forgettable and completely unimportant and falls flat. We'll dissect it after a bit, but that's not where the money shot is. The money shot is the minutia of the characters, the environments, the concepts, all that stuff. So I'm going to just run through the plot real quick, just so we can get into the good stuff, which is, you know, the backgrounds, the characters, the graphics, all that stuff.
First of all, you know when you go to the comic book store and you get that free comic book, but it's only one story and you will never see that story ever again. That's how the plot of this movie is. It's very simple.
All right, so you're saying basically it's like by the numbers.
Yeah.
All right, well, so here's the plot. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So basically, Earth has gotten to the point where it's this great big old federation and whatnot, and the International Space Station eventually evolved into sort of like a hub of all different species and whatnot coming there and doing things and whatever. Actually, think Mass Effect. You ever play that game, Mass Effect, Ray?
No, I haven't played Mass Effect.
Oh, well, I guess I wasted my time giving you that analogy. But basically, there's this thing called the Citadel, where all the different races go to be represented in the talk. It's sort of like the UN. And that's what the International Space Station from Earth becomes. But because more and more people are coming there, they just keep adding on to it, adding on to it, adding on to it. It's now the size of like a fucking small moon. It's so big. They're like, okay, we got to get out of here. It can't orbit Earth no more. It's going to smash into the fucking planet. So they push it out there like 16 light years away, and now it's sort of a no man's land. It's sort of a hub. Flash forward some years, there's this peaceful planet of peaceful beings who are just peace be upon you.
Yeah.
It's flowing out of your ears. You immediately know something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, they're the perfect people, the perfect race.
Well, I wouldn't say the perfect race. They're just the archetype of peaceful people. They're so peaceful, you just know something bad's gonna happen. So they're there, and then out of nowhere, ships start falling from the sky, crashing down on their planet. The emperor and his wife manage to get away, but the daughter doesn't make it in there. Daughter gets killed.
Yeah.
Flash forward some more, and trust me, you're just as clueless as I was watching this. Everyone listening, it's a fucking mess. You have two special agents. Think sort of a James Bond-ish sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's an agent, and there's two of them. They're partners. One is Valerian, which is played by Dane DeHaan, and the other is Sergeant Laureline, which is played by Cara Delevingne. I'm gonna call her Cara. So, they've got the sort of Mr. and Mrs. Jones on again, off again relationship going on.
Yeah.
But the basic idea is they're so good at their job that they can kind of not take it so serious.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's also some sexual tension between the two of them and that sort of thing. It's a fun dynamic. It's like you and your girlfriend, or even better, you and your wife are secret agents. So the petty shit that a married couple would get into, like leaving your socks on the floor, you're gonna argue that sort of thing while you're in a gunfight. You know, that sort of humorous type shit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So basically, they just go.
Definitely didn't do anything on that.
Right.
I don't get it.
You got circuits and shit. You wouldn't get it. So the movie basically takes a turn as to say this is a day in the life. They have a simple mission, which is to get an endangered species and bring it to the space station, and that drags itself out into something that's much larger. There's a conspiracy going on, and there are lives in the balance.
Yeah.
Everything else besides that, we'll give away when we go into spoilers. What I would really like to start off with, I will compliment up and down until I run out of breath. The art.
Yep.
The special effects.
Amen.
The imagination.
Yep.
The fucking alien races. Why couldn't Star Wars
Yeah.
or Star Trek come up with alien species like these. Everything in the sci-fi movie these days is a weird variation of a human.
I was
What's a Wookiee? It's a big ass human with a bunch of hair.
Yeah, 2 arms, 2 legs.
What's a Klingon? It's a human with a fucked up forehead.
Yep.
You know, everything looks like a human. And you look at this, there's some shit in this movie I can't even put into words.
Yeah. It was just really original kind of looking.
There are alien species, like at the very beginning, it freaked me out.
You guys remember that movie, The Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen anything like this, as you mentioned. You know, in Star Wars and Star Trek, everything has to look like humanish. But on this movie, you have to give them credit for the imagination that they have.
It starts right out the gate when you see at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
When they're showing the history of Earth, how they first had the International Space Station, and at first it was just the Americans. Then they brought the Chinese in and said, "Hey, here's the station." You know,
Perfect
and
music.
they were showing how more and more people were coming to the space station as time was going on, and also
as time was going on, when they start getting contact with aliens, they're getting weirder and weirder.
But
in progress.
It wasn't even that. It's like they purposely came to the station
because it was first contact.
It was first
It's
contact.
like, we are going to communicate with these people, so they would go to the station to make the first contact. It's not just the fact that you're seeing all these different, so interesting and creative looking aliens, but it's not just that. You're looking at the uniforms that the humans are wearing, and you can tell human society is changing. It's like there's a one world government. I mean, before they start meeting the aliens, you see, instead of like the UN logo, there's a logo that has like every flag on the planet on it. So there's clearly a one world government, and you keep seeing the uniforms are getting different because the government is changing hands.
Yeah.
The one world government is changing. Maybe at one point they were a democracy. Then maybe 50 years later they became fascist. Then 100 years after that they became something else. But the whole point is it must have showed them communicating with like 20 different species. So I'm thinking that has to be at least 200 years.
And there's a simple thing that they show you in the movie, but they don't say. It looks like if you wanted to be a part of this community, you had to at least have first contact. And what was the rule for first contact? You had to shake hands.
Right.
And you had species that were in their aqua bubbles, but they had arms because they had to have the first initial handshake.
That's what I like. It's like their species doesn't have arms. Their species wouldn't be on their home planet walking around in machines. No, their home planet's probably just an ocean. But in order to communicate with these people, we are going to put ourselves in a machine in which you can clearly see this is not what we are. This is just a machine just to make your cornball ass happy so we can shake hands and whatever. But the cool thing is it's showing they're not humanoid. That's what I liked.
Yes.
Stop making all these fucking humanoids. Make
one
jellyfish.
Of the species, you know, Ray is a huge fan of The Fifth Element. Right?
Yeah.
And one of the species, it looks like the first race, they call it in The Fifth Element.
Yeah, the robot people.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm like, oh shit, I have that moment.
It was also David Bowie, too.
Yeah. And I never
Well, the movie, I think, was inspired a lot by The Fifth Element, and for its time, I love the creatures. I love the space.
It's time to get a movie like this.
I love the environment of The Fifth Element for its time.
Yeah.
If you stack The Fifth Element up to this now, this shit would kill The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, just looking at the races, I'm like, that is creative. I never would have thought about that.
I mean, even though he directed both of these movies, you could tell that he brought his designs as well over on the vehicles.
The bus. The bus.
Every planet's got to look like a third world, and when you go to a third world country, they got them school buses everywhere. Those yellow rundown schools.
I did think it was kind of weird that they had that in there. You know what?
That wasn't the first world planet.
We'll talk about that because that's going to segue right into the next thing that's awesome. Alien races, phenomenal. Second, the fucking ideas and concepts. So there's this scene. Agent Valerian and Agent Lurline. The first time you actually see them in combat, it's on a mission to retrieve something, an endangered animal that was illegally taken. It was by some smugglers.
Yeah.
And they had to get it back. So they go to this planet, and the whole point of this planet is it's a giant, like, bazaar, you know, where you can buy stuff. And you watch it, it's fucking awesome. It's a pocket dimension. And if you're just walking around, it's a completely deserted field.
Yeah.
Except for the stands. People have shops, people have stands because they're from this dimension.
Yeah.
So you can see them. But if you want to see anyone else, you have to put on these special glasses to see into that dimension, and you have to put on these special gloves to interact with people in that dimension and touch things. And then when you buy stuff, you come back and you put it into this machine that scans it from that dimension to this one, and then you get your stuff. And the concept, I was like, that's fucking awesome, dude. Because there are people from not just that one dimension. There's like 15 or 20 different dimensions, and everybody's converging here to buy shit.
Yeah.
Because this is a pocket dimension that lets all these other dimensions come in. So you're buying stuff from other realities. It's awesome.
And also, you have to go to a matter converter or something
Yeah.
to get things back
I think that's
from
what
that
it is.
dimension.
Yeah, I think it's called the matter converter. Yeah.
It could be just a location where it's divergent from one planet to
Well,
another
no,
planet.
it is because of the location.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, there's some sort of special anomaly that allows you to have access to those other dimensions within our dimension. But there's enough other dimensions that have that exact same anomaly in that exact same
spot.
place.
And
that's why everyone can interact right there,
And
because they all have the
I
same
think
problem.
it was the planet in our
don't
dimension,
know.
and it was also in another dimension.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That planet
that's-
is in
I
a
get it,
whole
like,
bunch of different dimensions.
But it was great. It's like a fucking flea market in there.
That's what it is. It's a fucking
It's like
flea
a
market.
fucking- the swap shop.
Opalaka
and shit, whatever.
Hialeah is the place to go. It's more than just a market. It's a great big show. It's
Opalaka.
do. Do. Opalaka Hialeah is the place to go. Yeah, I don't even know why I even fucking started doing that. I don't know why that came to mind.
That was not
But,
that was not a paid ad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we didn't get paid for that one.
No.
But no, it was awesome. So the guy goes there, and what they do is they meet up with some special forces people, and like, yeah, all we're supposed to do is just monitor you and help you get out. And they pulled it off with such precision. It was like clockwork. The way, I can't get into too much detail, not because I don't want to give away spoilers, but I just can't fucking explain it.
Yeah.
This is a feast for the eyes.
Yeah, it is.
You have
It
to,
was
I
fun.
can't explain how they work together with these Marines, but it was no nonsense.
Yeah.
Because you see the way this guy and his partner work with each other. They're joking around, they're fucking around, but when they go on a mission, it's business.
It's straight
We're
up
not
business.
fucking around. We're on a mission. Let's do this. Let's get it right. The guy goes in there acting like a tourist, meets one of their agents at a stand. This agent gives him a box, and with this box, whatever half of it is here, the other half is in the other dimension. Anything you stick in the box automatically comes out through the other dimension. So he just sticks his hand through with a gun, and he's got the shades on so he can see. And he finds the guy that has the illegal item. And while that guy is trading, the guy just sticks his gun through. Because remember, he's not really there. Nobody can see him.
There's no threat.
He can see them. He's got the glasses. They can't see him. He just puts the box right behind the guy's head and sticks his hand through with a gun. The gun goes right up against his head. He's like, yeah, you see that thing? Yeah, just go ahead and put it in this box right here.
Yeah.
And the guy just puts it in the box. It's like, all right, have a nice day. And when he's trying to go, they start shooting at him and it fucks up the box.
Yeah.
So now
He's kind of stuck.
he has to turn it off because his hand is in there. And you may say, well, just pull your fucking hand out. No, his hand would be gone. Remember, it's usually the gloves that are letting you touch their stuff. With his hand going through the box, his hand is in this other pocket dimension. So if he just tries to yank it off, his hand's going to fucking disappear. He has to have the box transfer his hand from that dimension to this one. Just like they would transfer their products when they buy stuff. And the box is fucked up, and there's a firefight, and it's very lighthearted. I like that. I like the fact that it was so lighthearted. The firefight's lighthearted. The guy is so good that, his life is in danger, but he's not sweating it.
Yeah.
And then his partner, the female, already got the item, and she sees this guy on the ground fumbling around shooting at stuff. She's like, the fuck you doing, man?
Yeah, man. It's like,
let's go. Come on. What the fuck are you doing? And he's like, no, man, the box is broken. I can't get my arms. She's like, all right. And she gets down there and she's fixing the box. And I love the dynamic between the two of them.
Yeah, their dynamics actually.
It's kind of like the guy is like, I'm going to show off and I'm going to swing my dick around because I'm a big bad guy and I'm going to show off in front of her to prove how macho I am.
And then you come back and she's kind of jam on me, man.
Yeah. And she's kind of like, I don't got time for this shit. Why you keep doing this? I don't fucking care.
I mean, she just acted very like there was no chemistry. Complete first half of the movie.
Well, there's a reason for that. And I might as well go ahead and get into it now. We've already said two great things we like.
Yeah.
Aliens and the world, the design of the world. Phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Let's get to the number one thing that drags this movie down.
Do we want to hit the spoilers right now or nah?
We're probably not going to get... No, fuck it. Hit the spoilers. Hit the spoilers.
All right,
yeah, all right.
Spoilers.
Do it.
This movie's Achilles heel.
Yep.
From top to bottom, the actors are garbage.
Well,
the actors are fucking garbage. I have never seen such bad acting, dude.
I like Dane DeHaan. I mean, I guess he looked exhausted in some shots. Like, he looked like he didn't fucking sleep.
Whose fucking fault is that? There's a trailer. You're not doing this 24 hours. It's a fucking trailer. Go take a nap.
According to my records, what I've seen from Antoine, I think that guy was fucking drunk. I think
he
woke
did
up with a
seem that
drunk,
way, dude.
Like, you know, and Antoine mentioned, like, oh no, he's acting like fucking Keanu Reeves. Like, dude,
well,
he's acting.
He's acting like Keanu Reeves back when Keanu Reeves didn't know how to act. And that's saying a lot. You look at Keanu Reeves now, you turn to me, wait, this is him knowing how to act? Yeah. And you'd be like, well, shit, what did he look like when he couldn't act? I'm going to point at this shit. I'm saying, look at this guy. Whoa, you know, I'm so stoked. You know, because I got the moves.
There's some lines I have to out.
Oh, you saved my life. Thanks. I'll buy you a Coke.
But that's the way this guy
like,
acts, bro.
Okay, is he trolling the audience?
I don't know.
Is he trolling all of us? Is this guy for real? The whole movie, this guy's like that.
He's trolling Hollywood because the other movies that he was doing, he was the same shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Click on the IMDb. Look at his movies, man.
Dude,
I'm like, what the hell?
Dude, his acting is bad. The chick, Kara's acting is awful. Her acting was fine at the beginning when she was supposed to be an unemotional, calculating, cold-hearted bitch.
But it switched.
She wasn't mean. She was just like, yeah, I'm all business. I'm all work. And, oh, is that a dick swinging between your legs? Oh, yeah, you're beneath me. So it's like, okay, that's fine. She's cold.
Yeah.
She's cold and a little bit detached. That's fine. The moment they started opening her character up a little bit, like, oh my God.
Yeah, they had to just put it back.
Oh my God.
Put it back in the box.
And the worst part when they started opening her character up is when there was a time where they were both supposed to be bodyguards for the commander of the space station. Place gets attacked.
Yeah.
Her partner runs off to go catch the enemy and they get separated. And the new commander, who's like the general's like, oh, he's off in the the militarized zone. We can't go in there. Nothing gets out alive. And she's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go find him. Yeah. He's like, well, you can't go find him. He's off the radars. And all right, whatever. And the whole movie is focused on him. They make it.
But we see how efficient she is.
That's my whole thing. When she's going to rescue this guy, because up until this point, the whole movie is about how awesome he is, and this chick just happens to be here.
Yeah.
No, at this point, you see, no, she's his partner. She's not good.
She's not riding his coattails.
Right. In less than 3 fucking hours, she gets the intel. She finds the people she needs to find. She finds a way to find something that will show where he is, and then she manages to go in the spot where he is. All this stuff they said was impossible.
Yeah.
She does in like 3 hours. She's like, okay, you know what? That's a bad bitch. She can do the job.
Yep.
She's not dependent on him. She's an ice cold, frosty woman because she knows she can do the job. Why is she here with this sarcastic asshole? She can do the job. And then once she wakes him up, everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
She wakes him up.
He was all wracked up in the fucking rack in there.
She manages to give him some medicine. He comes to. He's like, oh, whoa, thanks. And she's like, what do you mean, thanks? I just saved your life. I should get a little bit more than thanks. Thanks a lot. And then she does the whole I'm a woman and therefore I can't control my emotions. Yeah. So I'm happy that you're alive, but I'm upset that you're not outpouring love right now. So I'm going to pretend to hate you. And like, where the fuck is this coming from?
Yeah, I was like...
She never acted like this the whole movie. And then from that point on, her whole role in the entire fucking movie was to be A, the damsel in distress.
Yep.
Or B, the comedy relief. And now it's like, what the fuck happened?
All because she didn't get that right thankful thing that she wanted to. She wanted to.
No, because they did shitty writing. This was not incorporated. This was not a critical part of the movie. This was bad writing. No. Don't justify it.
Nah.
Don't say, oh, this was part of the story. Her character went through this metamorphosis. No, it's bad fucking writing.
It was bad.
It was bad fucking. She can do all this shit. She ends up getting snatched up by some dude with a fishing rod, and the guy just takes her and throws her into a cage and walks off with her because apparently she has no self-defense.
Yeah.
Into a basket.
She couldn't stop him. She couldn't stop him from putting her in a basket. Then she gets put into a basket with a bunch of people that don't speak English, and they want her to put on the dress or whatnot, and she's trying to negotiate with them. After trying for 4 or 5 minutes, you can clearly see they don't know what the fuck I'm saying. She's like, well, I'm a member of the Federation and I'm a special agent and you're going to be arrested. Like, why are you doing? If I went to Afghanistan and I was talking in English and some dude pointed an apple and like, eat the apple. I'm like, no, look, I'm an American. I need to do this and that. And he goes back and points to the apple. Okay, fuck it. This guy don't know English. I'm wasting my fucking time.
It's because he's pointing at an apple on the floor. You're not going to eat stuff off the floor now.
I'm saying he doesn't understand English is what I'm saying.
I know.
Common sense will tell you that. So she's talking with the woman. She's screaming at the woman and crying because she's angry. I'm like, just take the dress, smile, shake your head, let the chick leave, and then you fucking break out. You're a secret agent.
Yeah.
You're a special agent. Fucking break out. Nope. I'm just going to sit here. So my damn, because I'm just a woman.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do. I'm just going to sit here. Yep. just gonna sit here and take it.
And there was a lot of vagina-shaped houses.
Oh, that was the people who lived. The people who lived in the Utopia place all lived inside of vaginas. Some people will call them
shells, bro.
Some people will say that those are actually conch shells.
Yeah, well, they had 2 curtains.
They
and those
were
lips, they opened up.
They're called labias. But
okay.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying people will say that they were conch shells. I say nay.
Yeah.
I say those are vaginas.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're walking out of it, if your head is in the right position, your head would be the, what do they call it? The clitoris, I think they call it.
Yeah.
If you're...
The clitoris?
Whatever. The whole thing is it looks like the people all live in pussies. But, maybe that's an allegory for their society.
Actually...
They're
all pacifists, so, I mean...
They're like so feminine that even the males were feminine. The males had female voices.
That was a female voice actor for that guy. That had me kind of confused.
That's kind of weird.
I was like, wait, do they have males and females, or all just one sex? Because that's a chick's voice.
When I was watching the scenes where they have the alien race, one that they got
at the beginning, the people whose planet was destroyed. Yeah.
Right. I have to adjust my fucking cameras. Like, is that a female or a male who's talking right now? Because I could not make out the fucking sound. They used 2 female actors for the male role and the female role.
Well, I don't know, man.
I think it was the same female.
I couldn't tell them apart when they were standing next to each other.
Unless
the females got small tits.
Some people in the audience were licking their lips. I'm like, God damn, bro.
Pedophiles.
It's like, man, it's like this race was running around half naked.
Yeah, we had that one guy in the theater that he was just vocalizing everything he was seeing in the movie.
That's what you get.
When we managed to see Rihanna pop up, and that's during that
scene. Well, okay, so all right, so Rihanna was in there. Oh God, Rihanna, is that the woman that Chris Brown beat the living piss out of? Was that her?
That's her.
I already beat her pretty badly. But anyway, Rihanna's there, plays as an alien called Bubble. The main character, Valerian, he's to get in some place, but they don't let humans go in there. So he needs someone that looks like them. So he goes and finds her in the pleasure district. Visually beautiful.
Yeah.
Unnecessary, but visually, beautiful. Beautiful visually. There's her doing a salacious pole dance or whatever. It was a prelude to her fucking you. She shows you, I can turn into all these different people, so I can turn into whatever it is you want to stick your dick in. So she's doing all this and whatnot. And he didn't want to fuck her. He just wanted to use her to turn into someone to get him in. And what kind of bothers me is there's 5 minutes of her doing a little song and dance. And then he's like, I need you to help me get in this place. I'm like, you could have stopped her the moment she started dancing. Like, yo, hey, I don't need that. You could have gone to her pimp and been like, look, I'll give you triple for me to go and use her for 10 minutes over at this place. This was all showing off, the animations and all that, which I ain't gonna complain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
That's what sells this movie. Yeah, they did a great job. But Rihanna comes in. She's a very good comedy relief. That's all she's there for. She's helping him go in to the Emperor's place to serve them food when he finds his partner doesn't know he's there, but apparently she's there to be eaten by the Emperor. And And as I said, at this point, she's nothing but the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
So she just screamed out his name, Valerian. Like, she don't even know he's there, but she's screaming out for him to come save her.
Yeah.
What happened to her being a strong, independent woman? What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
You know, we know that she knows how to do combat.
Yeah, she's a badass woman,
And then
man.
next
She
you
can do
know,
hand-to-hand combat.
She's stuck in this room with this alien female who clearly doesn't know how to speak English. Right?
Yeah.
You know you could get out of there. You know you're a special agent, right?
There was a lot of voluntary stuff there. It looks like when she was waiting and she was walking down the thing, I thought she was getting ready for some kind of wedding because she was all dressed in white. But she's just voluntarily walking down this long-ass pathway where she could actually fought her way out.
Yeah, she was like right next to the door.
Yeah.
She could have looked down the aisle and turned around and walked out the fucking door or run. They fucked up the character.
Yeah.
But Rihanna's there and she's helping the both of them fight their way out. They jump down a garbage chute and then it's like, oh no, Rihanna's alien thing is all bloodied up. It's like, yeah, I've been stabbed in the fight. And then you are welcomed to
Wait.
the 4 cringiest fucking minutes of a death scene
Jeez.
you have ever seen.
When they were talking to each other in there in that garbage pile, I thought it was like a little Star Wars thing, you know?
Yeah, there was a lot of homages in this thing.
Right. So they're talking to each other, and I'm like, I already forgot about Rihanna. I was like, all right, continue the movie without her. And then they have to put her back.
No, it wasn't even that. It's just she was a cool character to have on, and you wanted to see more interaction.
I was hoping she would stay there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm going to be a part of your ship. Someone that can shapeshift into whatever.
Yeah, it's
that's
very-
awesome for a secret agent. We need that.
Yeah.
Come with us, you know?
I mean,
that's what I was hoping to see.
Her saying that she's an illegal alien immigrant.
And I was like, illegal alien immigrant of what? No one owns the station.
yeah, I that's
The
what I
station
said.
is like neutral ground. If you can get there, guess what? You're here now.
Yeah, they're trying to get
There's
to
nothing
Earth
to
or
be a
something,
citizen of.
right?
It doesn't belong to Earth anymore. It's like, yo, it's in international space.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand.
It's like
why
whoever
would you
gets
say
there
that?
gets there. You're not an illegal whatever. You just fucking get there.
And what does he
Yeah.
say? I work for the government. I'll make sure that you be free. I'm like,
Yeah, like, from what?
Free from what? It's like, what the free from what?
From what government? What?
that's what I was wondering. Is like anytime they brought any everyday structure from our current society into the actual dialogue to this movie, it just
didn't make sense.
Didn't
It
make
didn't
any
make
sense.
sense
It's like,
because-
why are you saying this?
Just like it
Because-
didn't make sense with them. This is 400 years from our
Exactly.
time, and they're playing
Because-
all these modern songs that we're listening to now. Like, this song is like 400 fucking years old. Why? Who is listening to this?
Yeah, and you know what? And to give Star Wars a little bit of credit for its time, you know, you got the cantina. It sounded like music you really didn't sound anywhere in our country at the time, like the cantina music.
It sounded alien.
It sounded alien. Oh,
Yeah.
let's get some alien music. I mean, you got to credit.
Wyclef Jean
Yeah.
and fucking
Well,
Busta
it's
Rhymes
that,
and shit.
It's that Guardians of the Galaxy kind of like musical
No,
motif
but the
thing
Guardians
going
of the
on.
Galaxy had a reason for it, and the only person listening to that shit was Peter Quill. Everyone else was like, man, turn that dumb shit off.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that. It was
Yeah,
only
they couldn't
Peter
get it.
Quill
Yeah,
listening.
they
Yeah.
couldn't get it.
It was only Peter Quill listening to it.
That's true.
And also, it wasn't 200 fucking years old.
Yeah.
How about that too? 200-year-old music. And also, Earth was still around
Yeah.
in this. You want to hear some current shit? Go to Earth.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's on the turn on the fucking radio. Turn it to the Earth station. Boom. There's your hit music right
That's
now.
true.
Why am I listening to Wyclef Jean singing something from 200 plus years ago? That makes no fucking sense.
So what happened to Rihanna?
So Rihanna goes and she gives this death scene, right? The death scene is supposed to be touching. And the guy's holding her. It's like, what can I do to save you? I don't want you to die on me. You know, it's like Rihanna.
Turns into some Queen of Sheba. Or what?
Yeah, she makes herself look like some Egyptian shit. I don't fucking care. But here's what gets me. Rihanna was in this movie, including the time for her striptease. She was in this movie all of 11 fucking minutes. And she's going to give me a 4 fucking minute monologue for her death. I don't fucking care. Your death means nothing to me. And the worst part is, this guy's a special agent.
She wanted to go out like a replicant.
This guy's a special agent. I'm sure he's had tons of allies die in his hands. People that have saved his life. He saved their lives. They're like a brother to him. They've died in his hands. But he's going to sit here and cry for this broad? I met you, lady. I met you 10 minutes ago.
Didn't they just lose like 10 guys?
They
earlier in
jumped
the
off that bus and got on the ship. It was like, well, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
And they just fucking flew right to the station.
Yeah.
No eulogy or nothing.
Yeah.
Let me call the commander and let him know that these brave boys lost their lives helping us fulfill the mission. Nope. Let's go to the fucking planet.
You know
He's
why?
gonna cry for this broad?
Because they're expendable, that's why.
According to Chris Brown, Rihanna's expendable as shit. But that ain't changing nothing. I'm saying that was just unnecessary. The audience didn't fucking care. And if the audience didn't care, he shouldn't have cared.
Wait. Let me, to describing this character was a fluid, water-like character. If you were to look at the character, you wouldn't think it would be solid in any way. It was just a shapeshifter. It was like a ball of jelly.
Yeah.
If the character would die, the character would dissolve.
But
instead she turns to sand. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know, man. I think
You were like,
it was like watching The Mummy. I mean, it's like, what the
I
fuck?
fucking laughed my ass off. Like, told after, what is this
Well,
shit?
you know what
bro?
they say.
She turned into fucking coke.
Yeah, it's like they say, have some coke and a smile. All right. But that was stupid and it was pointless. Now another problem is
my whole problem with this entire scene is that if you would have kept that character alive and throughout the movie, it didn't matter because you could probably use him later down the series. The scene would be meaningful. But the fact that they spent all that time
just for one, not even one full scene, half of one scene.
Yeah, half of one scene.
And then dispose of them.
And to kill him off was like, what's the point? You just added 11 minutes to the movie for no reason. You could just not even have that scene in the first place and save me the time. Because that movie was long as shit.
Yep. Yes, it was. Now, you know, I will say one thing I kind of did like. Humans weren't treated like they were the end-all be-all, like they were so goddamn special. When they first talk about the station, the ship is coming up. It's like, oh, ship. What can you tell me about the station? Because for some reason he gives a fuck. It's like, oh yeah, this wing has the amphibious people.
Yeah.
And they've been around for thousands of years. And they mine this special kelp that fuels all the world's economy. This side has the people that are like neurosurgeons because of their sensitivity. They can heal any brain, do whatever. This side over here is people recording everything and all the existence of everything since creation, period, ever, all over there. And then this side has the humans. Yeah, it's just literally how it was. In this section has the humans.
Yeah. We're
just stop.
We're just piggybacking off their knowledge. That's all
why are humans important? Probably because they got a big ass fleet. And that's what I'm thinking. That's all it is. They got a big ass fleet.
We had the idea of putting all these fucking societies in the universe together.
We didn't have an idea.
That doesn't count for shit. They got a big fucking fleet. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They got a big fucking fleet.
One thing I point out in here is the humans were a war of races.
We don't even know what.
At the end of the movie, I don't fucking know what the fuck that was about. All I know is their military security practices are garbage in this movie. Number one.
Yeah.
A group of fucking pacifists, incapacitated their entire military high command in this goddamn station.
Yeah.
That's retarded. And kidnapped the general on top of that. Fucking retarded.
Look, this is not going to ruin the movie for you guys.
We already said spoilers.
Yeah. But still, this is not going to ruin the movie for you guys. There's no fucking surprise, okay?
Oh,
the first moment you see, you know who the villain is. The first moment you fucking see him.
The first time that dude's on camera, I say to myself, yeah, that's the fucking villain. And the first time he's on camera.
I would have liked to see a little surprise, just like in Wonder Woman. Like, you didn't even know that was the villain, and the villain was there all along. Okay, I can understand that.
Exactly.
But here with the gaudy ass fucking uniforms. Oh my god, those military uniforms. Who the fuck designed that shit?
You didn't like
those uniforms were fucking awful. It looks like something a child would think of. These are the Galactic Space Guardians with their bright green and buttons all over it, because I guess it's easier to button it down the side.
And it had the little wings, the shoulder wings.
With giant NFL linebacker type shoulder pads to have their stripe insignia, and a gigantic golden plate that's gonna cover the entire.
That was the general,
instead of having medals, I'm gonna give you a gigantic fucking golden plate
with gears on it,
with gears and shit on it to have on your fucking chest. I was like, I'm looking at this like, did a fucking kid design this?
Yeah.
Is this what a kid think? Is this what a kid thinks the military is like?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Fuck is this?
Did you see that woman with the beehive hairdo? And she had the fucking her little beret on top of her beehive. It wasn't even standard. Like, you're the military.
Besides that, I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, that's clearly goofy and
And
silly.
the women
but I'm
had
like,
the skirts with the like 10 million zippers on the back. I'm like, the fuck is that?
it's a silly thing to get pissed off about, but that was really bothering me. I'm like, why are they wearing skirts? Why are they wearing skirts? I just, it's so rare that a military woman wears a skirt on base. They only wear skirts for like functions when they're just trying to look nice.
Yeah.
But if you're on active duty, I'm not saying you're going to be shooting at people. No, you're at the base doing shit. Yeah. I'm making you do work. They're typically going to be wearing pants. Yeah. Even the guy's partner, Kara, she's supposed to be hardcore, no nonsense, whatever. She's wearing a skirt. I'm like, oh, okay. So if some shit goes down, you can run in that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. You got those high heels? Okay. No, you can tackle someone to the ground. And fight in those high heels.
They were like green with black polka dots. I mean, it
looked fucking ridiculous. Oh, God.
And the little circuitry hat. I got to give them credit. They really fucking went balls to the wall. I mean, they said, fuck it, let's just be ridiculous.
They knew where their strengths was. Let's get some colors. Let's have it look crazy. I want to watch this movie on LSD, man.
Give you a lot of cosplay stuff. There's a lot of cosplay inspiration.
Yeah. That's true.
For people to do to build stuff in this movie.
You know, the general had this robot.
Those robots look bad. They look like Ava units. Those robots look amazing.
Those robots look like the what were the Cylon units called?
Centurions.
They look like Centurions. That's what they look like.
Antoine said they look like Centurions. I was like, those are Xbox consoles, man.
It's because the Xboxes are black. He's into black chicks. He likes the darker the robot berry, the sweeter the juice.
Their interaction is like the general say something to the robot, and the robot's just like
that last scene where they were just trying to give you the big reveal of pom pom pom. It's Clive Owen. He's the villain.
And we're all just sitting there
I was like, can you just arrest your fucking superior from the first 5 minutes? Please arrest him.
It's like, it's Clive Owen. It's like, I knew that 2 minutes after I saw the fucker and saw him torturing some guy and saw him telling his evil henchbots, remember, no matter what happens to me, execute my plan. It's like, I get the feeling that that's the fucking bad guy.
Yeah, remember that flashback they had in the ship?
You saw the doctors how his hair was perfectly coiffed and his assistant had the freaking mustache.
Yeah, like they were German Nazis. Yeah.
They're like, come on, man. Please try a little harder here.
Give me the animal we sent you for. Well, sir, I think it should stay with me. No, give it to me now.
And remember that flashback they had in a ship? When he's the one who actually destroyed that planet.
But they won't show his face. It's like, I know who it is. I know who it is. Everyone knows who it is. Just show his face. And then later, way towards the end, when he confesses, then they start the back of his head and then spin it around like, dun, dun, dun. It's like, we all fucking knew it was him. I didn't even raise my head up. I was leaning back in the seat. I didn't raise my head up. We all saw it.
I didn't see it coming. I'm like, man, I saw that shit coming a mile away. They did something in here that I haven't seen done in a while. And there's these 3 characters that only you would see in a Jim Henson kind of style.
Okay.
We're selling information consistently. And that was kind of like Jim Henson-ish, like those characters, the way they were really goofy and useful at the same time, but yet you took them serious when they were on screen.
They kind of look like
because they were pushing the storyline forward.
Because they had to go forward. But the problem was they were out of place.
Yeah.
This is a high-profile diplomatic function. What the fuck are these 3 gossip queens doing here?
Yeah.
They've got no official capacity to be here. Oh, we're just walking around selling rumors and shit. And it's like,
they look like burn ducks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It's like I look at them for 2 seconds and be like, get those guys the fuck out of here.
Bro.
Yeah, so no, you look at them for 2 seconds and you're like, get them the fuck out of here.
And you see those ducks,
Peking.
roasted
It's called Peking duck.
But my favorite designed alien was the soldiers. They look like dragons almost, like the soldiers. The guy that actually shot that little metal pellet at him, and he started to get all heavy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool
That was
because
clever.
Yeah.
because he couldn't shoot an actual projectile weapon to actually harm any of the guests buying merchandise.
Well, the thing is, that's because remember, the guy wasn't there. It was just the box that was there. So he put the pellet on the box so he couldn't drag the box away because it made the box too heavy. And they're like, if the box stays here, he stays here.
Yeah.
And then at some point, they can have some people put on the glasses necessary to see him in his area and then probably go out there and actually kill him, which is what they ended up doing when they released the dog.
Yeah.
They put the dog through the scanner to send it into his world to come after them.
Yeah, I thought that was my favorite looking alien out of all of them. That one and the first Alien.
No,
Those are two of my favorites.
Believe it or not, I like the fully CGI pacifist aliens. I kind of like the way they
I
look.
think he was drooling on that shit. He was like, yo, these fucking aliens are half naked and shit. The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have any nipples, but that's okay.
Anyways,
All right, so that seems to be all there really is to say about that.
Yeah,
Unless
I mean,
you guys had something more.
Well, besides that, I mean, everything else, I mean, there's a lot of surprises, I mean, in this movie when you optically see it.
Oh, okay. Optically. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
As far as the inventions and whatnot are concerned,
But the story and the
completely
music,
forgettable and
it's
unnecessary, acting atrocious. Like vomit-inducing.
there's a moment
bad
where I was
acting.
like, towards the very climax of the movie, it's like, am I watching Men in Black? Because the music was like, had that Men in Black, that theme.
That bow chicka bow bow.
Yeah, that boom, 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 boom.
The Will Smith.
Yeah, I was like, Will Smith is going to pop up out of here. out of nowhere.
boom, 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 boom.
They were trying to be detectives, but not really detectives, and they're trying to be like an action movie when it's not really an action movie, and it just felt flat in every direction that you actually were
It's
seeing.
because they tried too hard to stick to a formula. And I believe that's probably because they were looking really hard to get the Chinese markets. So you had to have an obvious villain, an obvious good guy, an obvious love interest. At some point, the woman had to be damsel in distress. The guy shows up. They fall in love. They've got their differences, but the love works out. But here's a snidely whiplash style villain. He somehow snatches the woman up. The guy comes through to save her. The power of love keeps him alive. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and there was
It's so that they can sell the shit in China because they're really, really looking to make money in China.
and there was a scene. There was a scene where you actually was arguing with the screen. You're like, the guy's like, I'm a soldier. I'm not allowed to break rules. And you're like, you're breaking rules all throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, since the movie first started, they established that he's a maverick.
Yeah.
He plays by his own rules. He doesn't take the job seriously. And he's allowed to get away with all of this because he gets results. But all of a sudden, he's like, yo, these people got screwed over and they need this animal so that they can go. That animal is property of
the government.
of humankind. Like the guy who gave you the mission has just been arrested for treason.
Yeah, everything's out the fucking window. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like this whole mission is FUBAR.
Yeah.
This mission was FUBAR from the moment it started. Just give him the fucking thing and let him go home.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So, Ray, so what do you give it from this
Well,
movie?
I'll go first.
All right,
let me go
all right,
first.
all right.
With this, if you're seeing this on an IMAX screen and you're seeing it in 3D, I would easily give this a matinee. I saw it with neither. And I'm going to give this a rental. Not even a high rental. Just a middle of the road rental. That ain't bad. Why you pissing on a rental? How do you feel having gotten up, taken a shower, get dressed, drive to the theater, and then pay full price for this? I mean, yes, the pictures are nice, but really?
That's true.
You only went there for nice pictures and nice animation. I'm not going to give it any more than a rental for that. I'm sorry. It's a rental. Not saying it's bad. Not saying don't see it. I'm saying it's a rental.
What do you give it, Nick?
I'll give it a full matinee because this movie, it gives you a lot of visual effects. It's a good story. You could take it on a date, and then after the movie, you end up having an argument. This is one of the type of movies.
Yeah, well, you say the story's good, but the writing's bad.
Yeah.
No, the
writing and the acting is awful.
Yeah. It has action. That's it.
A little bit for everybody. For me, I think the guy that was sitting almost right behind me says it's not anything I expected in a bad way.
Oh, he said in the bad way. I would say it's nothing. It was nothing like I expected, but I wouldn't say that in a bad way.
Yeah, in a negative connotation. Visually, my mind was blown away.
Yep.
The concepts blew me away, but the movie was just trying to keep you attached. They had maybe a story that was like literally 3 lines long,
Mm-hmm.
And then they would detour you all the way around consistently until you just got tired.
You mean the fact that it went from being an action movie to being an espionage movie to being a romance movie to being a suspense movie to being a Rescue the Maiden movie to being, I don't know what the fuck that was at the very end.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell the movie was supposed to be, but it went through 5 different movie genres.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, you're just trying to satisfy.
It didn't have elements of all of them. No, there was a stop gap.
Yeah.
And the entire motif of the movie fucking changed.
Yeah, it just changed
5 fucking times.
And I felt whiplash that towards the very end. I was like,
no, I just stopped paying attention.
And it's like, please, just let's wrap this shit up, man.
You just want to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's just go home. You know what? Fuck it. It's fucked. Let's just go home. So what'd you say you give it?
I'm gonna give it a low matinee, man.
You're gonna give this shit? All right, so
I'm gonna give it a low matinee. This guy made some of the most memorable movies for me, man. He made...
And that's gonna forgive him putting out shit? So the shit's tolerable because at some point he wasn't putting out shit.
Yeah, it is a low matinee.
You know what? You're a dick rider. All right, so the overall review of the movie is going to be a matinee.
Low matinee.
Because Ray is a dick rider.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to be a dick rider. It's fine.
I enjoyed looking at all these species in the first 5 minutes with having some David Bowie, man. Seeing him and
Mr. Ground Control to Major Tom.
Yeah,
was pretty...
and actually being happy that, Hobo with a shotgun actually got some roles as the Admiral of United Earth Defense Forces.
United Earth, United.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was called.
Right,
it's just
whatever the fuck they were called.
He had 5
Take
lines.
us out. All right, so that's it, guys. We will see you next week.
Don't forget, guys, to go to our website, g2ta.net. That's g2ta.net, or go to Podbean, g2ta.podbean.com.
I feel like seeing something a bit more serious.
Yeah.
Let's go watch that British movie.
The Dunkirk?
Yeah, want to check that out?
Yeah, we'll check that out.
All right, let's go watch Dunkirk.